If you're managing multiple projects, juggling complex ideas, or just trying to keep track of everything on your plate, you might consider the idea of building a second brain in order to help. In this video, I'm sharing some key insights about a book that could change how you organize knowledge. Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Katie Linder, a certified project manager, change manager, and coach who works full-time leading and supporting teams in higher education. On this channel, I offer real-world examples of how project management translates into the higher ed environment. If you're looking for ways to use project management tools and skills, both professionally and personally, to bring more ease to your work and life, you're in the right place. You may already be familiar with some of the concepts from Building a Second Brain by Tiago Forte, a book that isn't directly about project management, but has everything to do with how we manage information in project-based environments. This is one of my favorite books on the concept of knowledge management, which is often embedded into how we think about projects and tasks in higher ed settings. Let's start by distinguishing between knowledge management and project management. Project management is about action, planning, executing, and delivering outcomes on time and within scope. Compare that with knowledge management, which is about curation, collecting, organizing, and accessing information in ways that support decision-making, learning, and problem-solving. Forte's work sits squarely in the knowledge management camp, but the impact of his ideas on how we manage projects, especially the behind-the-scenes cognitive load, is pretty helpful. One of the foundational models Forte introduces is the code method, which describes the life cycle of knowledge. It has 4 steps. Capture, where you gather insights, ideas, and information from meetings, articles, books, or experiences. Organize, where you structure that information in a way that's easy to retrieve later. Distill, where you reduce it down to the most valuable, actionable pieces. And express, where you use the knowledge in outputs like reports, presentations, proposals, or conversations. This method is especially powerful in higher education settings where we're constantly collecting information, from committee meetings to conferences, but often struggle to do something meaningful with it. Code helps ensure that knowledge doesn't just sit in a notebook or a file, but that it moves forward and adds value. Another core framework of Forte's work is the PARA method, which stands for projects, or things you're actively working on, areas, the ongoing responsibilities and maintenance tasks, resources, topics of interest or knowledge to refer to, and archives, inactive or completed items for reference. The genius of PARA is that it mirrors the ways that our brains and our professional lives actually work. In higher ed, your projects might include curriculum design, accreditation reports, or launching a new program. Your areas could be committee service, teaching, or strategic planning. Resources might be research topics or professional development materials. And archives hold all those past syllabi, meeting notes, or event plans you might someday need again. The PARA method was so interesting to people that Forte wrote a second book on how to implement it. I often recommend this book too because it's short, practical, and actionable. Here's why I think Building a Second Brain and the PARA method are such useful resources for higher ed professionals. First, they acknowledge the mental overload that we face. Our brains are not meant to store everything. We need external systems. Second, they offer frameworks that are adaptable, whether you use digital tools or analog ones, and whatever information you might be collecting, code and PARA can work for you. Third, they integrate well with project management tools. You can align code or PARA with your task manager, folder structure, reference library, or other systems. And fourth, both books promote long-term learning. Code and PARA are built to help you track progress over time, not just on projects, but in how your thinking evolves, which is one of the things I think academics might love the most about knowledge management. If you're interested in applying some of these concepts, I would encourage you to check out Forte's work for implementation suggestions. It's pretty easy to use code and PARA in conjunction with project management approaches. For example, you can use PARA categories to tag documents, notes, and resources related to specific initiatives, or use it to create a foldering system for how you organize documents on your computer. The field of knowledge management is all about making the process of retrieving information much more efficient. Knowledge management also helps ensure that nothing important falls through the cracks as you switch between projects or roles. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the amount of information you're expected to manage, especially while leading or contributing to multiple projects, these books might be ones to check out. Have you read Building a Second Brain or The Para Method? Or do you use a different system for organizing knowledge in your project work? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what's working for you. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future videos on project management approaches for higher ed and how they intersect with concepts like knowledge management. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.